Hi, everybody. Happy, what is it, Wednesday evening. Tonight we're going to tap on loneliness. I just texted a friend of mine and I said, what should we tap on tonight? I said, uh, overwhelm, loneliness, irritability. And she said, loneliness. So this is someone who is having a hard time in her personal life, her relationship, and has many children to take care of and having lots of loneliness now. So um, I'm going to do a tapping meditation based on that. I think a lot of us are feeling loneliness right now. We can't see our family. I know I haven't seen my niece and nephew since February of last year, as I'm sure many of you have had the same thing, not being able to hug the people you love. Um, and there's this sense also of trying to make it through and maybe having to be strong for the people that you care about and feeling even lonelier because of that. So that is what I'm going to tap on now. I hope you find it helpful. Remember to wash your hands or make sure your hands are clean, and remember that this is not substituting for mental health care or medical care. And if there's anything serious going on or you have any sort of adverse reaction, please do call 911 or a mental health professional, and we will get started. So I'm in this case, so get a pen and paper to keep track of the severity of your symptoms. If you aren't feeling loneliness now and want to tap along on a different emotion, great. If you're feeling loneliness for a different reason, also you can tap along that there. Remember, anything I say that doesn't quite resonate, you can fill in the blanks with something that does resonate, because this is for you. For this person, I'm going to say the loneliness is an 8 out of 10. It's in the belly, like a heavy, dark, deep aching feeling. And I'll go through some of the other things that my friend mentioned as well, and you can fill in your own details about it. Okay, let's get started. Even though this is the karate chop point, even though I have this 8 out of 10 loneliness in my belly, this difficulty in my relationship and wondering when this is all going to end, I love and accept myself. Even though I have this 8 out of 10 loneliness, this deep ache in my belly, not knowing when this isolation is ever going to end, and having to pretend that everything is okay, I accept and forgive myself exactly as I am in this moment. Even though I have this 8 out of 10 loneliness in my belly, this deep ache, wondering, feeling alone and feeling isolated because of COVID. I love and accept myself completely. All right, top of the head, this loneliness, this 8 out of 10 loneliness, this loneliness that I feel in my belly. And if you're watching now and you don't know where you feel it in your body, that's okay too. This heavy, dark, deep ache in my belly. Missing my family and friends. Unable to hug the people that I love. When is this ever going to end? When will I be able to hug my family again? And remember, this point is kind of right where the bra line is, or would be. This loneliness. I'm so lonely. Maybe you feel it in your heart, so you can say that. I feel it in my belly or in my heart. This need to retreat into myself to get through it all, which makes me feel even lonelier. having to be strong for my kids, having to be strong for the people that I care for. Not really able to acknowledge the effect this is having on me and how lonely it's making me feel. This loneliness, this 8 out of 10 loneliness, this heavy, dark, deep ache in my belly, or maybe it's in your heart or somewhere else. When is this ever going to end? Retreating into myself, feeling alone in my relationship. COVID has made this all so hard. Missing the hugs and love from my family and friends. Okay, let's pause. Deep breath. All right. So now take note of how strong that loneliness is. Where did it start? Where is it now? Is it stronger? Is it worse? Is it stronger? Is it improved? Has it stayed the same? If it stayed the same, try to maybe ask yourself why. Sometimes just starting to really say these things out loud. Remember, it's important that you say these things out loud and tap to get the benefits. But sometimes saying it, especially at the beginning, can make it feel stronger because we're really letting ourselves feel these feelings. So it's okay if it's getting stronger or not getting better. Note where it feels in your body, if it feels anywhere different, and note if you're having any other emotions come up, if there's something else other than loneliness. Maybe there's a sadness or an anger or a frustration, overwhelm, something like that. And you can tap on that later. And now we're going to keep tapping. For the purposes of this, I will say that it has gone down to a 5. This remaining 5 out of 10 loneliness. This 5 out of 10 loneliness in my belly. This heavy, dark, deep ache. Having to be strong for other people. Retreating into myself. When all I really want is to be with others. Not knowing when we'll be able to see family and friends again. Feeling the sadness associated with this loneliness. Having to make it through the day somehow, despite being this lonely. Knowing that it's been almost 11 months, and how much longer can we take? This loneliness in my belly. This heavy, dark, deep ache. Feeling lonely with my kids. Sitting on Zoom all day if I'm one of the people who does not have to leave my house to work. Feeling disconnected and missing the usual fun parts of being a human being. This loneliness in my belly, that's at a 5 out of 10. Okay, now let's pause, take a deep breath. All right, now's a good time to check in, see how you're feeling. Maybe it's gone down, maybe it's gone up, maybe it stayed the same. If new emotions have come up, that's totally normal. I know I've heard from some people that sadness has come up, and that's totally normal as well. We sort of peel back the layers of our stresses and emotions that we're feeling, and other stuff may come up. And sometimes it's surprising, sometimes it's not at all surprising. So I will say for the purpose of this that it's gone down to a 2 out of 10. We'll keep tapping one more round and then do some positivity. If you aren't down to a 2 out of 10, do not worry. There's nothing wrong with you. You're just having your own experience with this tapping meditation. Also check in, is there something else that you're not addressing, something that you're not naming as well. And that can keep your levels from coming down as well. This remaining 2 out of 10, loneliness. This deep ache in my belly. Feeling lonely around my kids. Like no one understands me. Like I can't be real and vulnerable about how hard this has been. Missing the support of human contact. Feeling sad and like I'm crying a lot because of this loneliness. Missing my family. COVID's been really hard in my interpersonal relationships, and that makes me even lonelier. Not having the support of the person that I'm in relationship with. Feeling like I'm doing it all on my own. Not able to utilize my normal support systems. This loneliness. This remaining 2 out of 10, loneliness because of COVID. Feeling sad and isolated. This loneliness deep in my belly. Okay, now we'll pause, deep breath. Now at this point in the tapping, you may find yourself having some like aha moments or insights, something like wow, I am lonely, but maybe some people I know are also lonely and I can reach out to them and then I'll feel a connection and they'll feel love too. Or I have been able to connect with so-and-so in this way. It's not pretending that the loneliness isn't there, but maybe not letting the loneliness consume us as much. So you may be having some of those moments. You may not be at all, and that's okay too. But if you are having those moments, write them down and really just, those are signs that you're having a shift from the tapping, which can be really helpful. So at this point, I'm going to say we're at a 1 out of 10, and I'm going to tap in a little bit of positivity. If you're not there yet, rewind this recording, rewind this video, and do it again, starting from the beginning of what I did, but just, substitute in whatever number you have. Or if a new emotion has come up that's even stronger, like sadness, and that's way stronger than the loneliness right now, start over again with sadness. Tap through that, just substitute in the word sadness and all the different modifiers of your sadness instead of what I said, and then check back in with your loneliness, and maybe your loneliness has come down a lot. So that's something to try as well. For right now, I'm going to go ahead and tap in some positivity. But don't do this part yet unless you're down to like a 2, a 1, or a 0, because it's just not the right time. And this could take, another 15 or 20 minutes for you, and that there's nothing wrong with that. All right. So this remaining 1 out of 10, loneliness. It's been a long 11 months. I feel lonely around my bubble. Or maybe I don't have anyone in my bubble. But there are some ways that I can connect. Maybe I can check on a friend. Maybe I'm feeling this loneliness to help me remember that other people in my life are lonely too. And by connecting with them, I can make both of us feel better. If I have anything left in me to give, maybe I can be of service, and that will help this loneliness as well. And by the way, I'm not talking about like anything other than picking up a phone and calling a friend when I say being of service. This remaining 1 out of 10, loneliness. I've been sad and lonely a lot during COVID. Maybe I'll set up a Zoom call with my family or my friends. Feeling this loneliness leaving my body. Feeling lighter and more calm. Feeling less consumed by this loneliness. honoring how resilient I've been over these last 11 months and how much that has required of me and everyone I know. All right, so let's pause, deep breath, and out. All right, so check in with how you're feeling. If you're lonely, if you were tapping on loneliness still, how much is that? Have you had any, how strong is that? Have you had any aha moments, other emotions that have come up? If the loneliness is still there, again, go back to the beginning of this video and tap through it. Know that you're not alone, that everything you're feeling right now is normal, and there are millions of people feeling the exact same way you are feeling. So I hope this has been helpful. Would love to hear your comments, or any insights or anything else that you've been going through. If you'd like to learn more about tapping, you can go to my website, jillwener.com. I do one-on-one tapping with folks, to get a little more in depth into some of this work, and also have some online tapping courses as well. So I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in another couple days.